The 2024 Arizona Wildcats football team represents the University of Arizona in the Big 12 Conference. Arizona is being led by first-year head coach Brent Brennan. They play at Arizona Stadium in Tucson, Arizona, that has a seating capacity of 50,800. The 2024 season marks the Wildcats' first year in the Big 12.
Okay, guys, let's get started here. Welcome back. 2023. We're going to have to raise our expectations, raise our standards, raise our beliefs of what this program is going to look like. You were all a part of something special because this team is put together in a manner that we believe we have the best of the best sitting here today.
Year 3 under head coach Jedd Fisch arrives with excitement and optimism. The results will tell the final story, but on paper, the Wildcats have a chance to make some noise in their final season as a member of the Pac-12 Conference.
It is just crazy. I mean, look.
This has been a phenomenal job by Jedd Fisch.
It is becoming a spectacular finish. Wow.
Another win over a top 25 team.
Jedd Fisch has these guys believing. Future is bright in Tucson.
The Wildcats finished the 2023 season with a 10-3 overall record and a 7-2 record in Pac-12 conference play, good for third place. The Wildcats finished the season on a 7-game winning streak, achieving the fourth 10-win regular season in program history. They netted a berth in the 2023 Alamo Bowl, the school's first bowl appearance since 2017, where they faced the Oklahoma Sooners. Arizona won 38-24, marking their first bowl victory since 2015. Arizona finished ranked 11th in the final AP poll, their highest finish in the poll since the 1998 season.
Team, you feel accomplished, capping off a year like that.
No, I was ready to kick off 2024.
And that's when I started getting texts, from the guys and everything like that.
A stunning turn of events this weekend within the U of A football program.
That leaves the Arizona Wildcats searching for answers less than a week after finishing with their highest final ranking in 25 years.
Many players could end up transferring out of Arizona as well.
We were in a car, and then all of a sudden just scroll through social media, and then we were just talking about asking each other, hey, is this true? Is coach leaving?
I mean, everybody was shocked. The whole group chat was going crazy. Damn, what are we gonna do?
A lot of side conversations, a lot of different text messages, chats, just like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? It was like a weird 2-3 days.
It's a brotherhood. I mean, when you have enough guys that want to stick together because we did something special a year ago and we know we have the opportunity to go out and do it again, it's easy to draw back with your teammates when it's a bond like that.
There's all kinds of excitement about the football team we had a year ago, and so there's tremendous momentum. And a lot of those players chose to stay together and move forward together, which I think is rare and one of the best stories in college football this season, which I think needs to be told more often. And ticket sales and excitement for joining the Big 12 Conference is extremely high. So we're fired up. Can't wait to get this thing going. Bear down.
I'm here with Coach Brennan at Big 12 Media Days. And Coach Brennan, your day has been full of tons of different conversations covering lots of different topics. But is there one thing that you want Wildcat Nation in the Big 12 to take away about Arizona football as we look towards the start of the season?
I think the biggest thing is that we've got a great group of young people that's really committed on a high level. They're working extremely hard this offseason, and they can't wait to get the training camp underway and get ready to play.
What excites you most for this upcoming season?
Well, I think entering the new conference, there's so much excitement about the Big 12, new opponents, new venues, and I think our team is excited to see how we stack up in this new conference, and it's going to be new challenges, but they're up to it, and they're excited about it.
Speaking of new venues, Tucson is going to be a new place for a lot of people to visit. Do you have any advice or things that people should not miss out on when visiting Tucson for the first time?
I'd say Sonoran dogs, and make sure you get your hotel reservations early because that fills up during the season. But it's a great place to watch a college football game. It's an incredible venue. The fans will be excited to greet you here with open arms at the tailgate. Tailgate situation is incredible, and then like the main thoroughfare of campus there. So I think they should all come check it out.
Us O-line, we got to have that mindset of running the ball. So this is perfect for us. You know, the coaches that came in, they like to run the ball. We like to run the ball, so let's run the ball.
Damian and Ryan. So how is Rhino fitting into everything?
Good. I mean, like touch on what Baker said, you know, taking it day by day, don't let the moment get too big in his head. But right now he's improving, and he's showing a lot of good results.
What impresses you about him?
Quick feet. You know, Rhino's got good feet, good hands, that get off the ball.
His energy and attitude as well. I love his attitude, and it's just toughness. Like no matter what, he could be dying, but he's there with us. Yeah. I love that about him. When he's out there and it's hot as heck, it looks like he's over there about to throw up, and he's back in it. He's back in it. It doesn't matter how hot he's feeling, how down he is. He's with us, and he's there. He's fighting. Love that kid.
Brian and then Justin.
Yeah, Josh, a couple for you. One, we've heard from a couple different people that Alexander Deuce is one of the stronger guys on the team. What have you seen from him as far as just the physicality he's shown?
Absolutely. He's absolutely very just raw power. My gosh, I've never seen a kid come in and just be able to have that much just strength behind him. Obviously, everybody needs work, and he's a young kid. He's got a lot of time, and man, with our coaches, he's going to do great with the development with him.
And then for you, this is the third different O-line coach you have. What stands out about what Oglesby does?
The very technical side of things, the very small things, is what stands out, Coach O, from the rest that I've had.
John, I'd like to follow up for you. When a team comes in with the mentality that we're going to run the ball, and obviously you have a quarterback, you have a wide receiver, we know that you guys can throw the ball around. How much does the run-first mentality create a really dangerous offense overall?
You know, it gives the defense that mentality to run commit. And then when we hit them with that third down, fourth down, boom, action. And that's when they're all committed to that run, and then you slip them right through that.
For both of you, there are a lot of new defensive linemen on this team. Who are some of the guys that you've gone up against who have impressed you with their moves or their power or whatnot?
Bear, number 44, Trey, number 3. That's more tackles, but a whole bunch of guys. We have, I believe, Coach said it was like 21 D linemen. So it's really awesome to see a whole bunch of variation of different playing styles and how people will play against you. Yeah.
We got guys like Chuba, Stan.
Yeah.
Ty's improved a lot. You know, put on some weight. Also, Sterling Lane, Deuce Lane. Got all those guys. You know, getting us better.
And with that, you know, you guys saw the improvements on the defensive line from 22 to last year. How different was it from those 2 years, just with those guys coming in and improving that side of the ball, and what makes a good defensive line in your opinion?
Just the mentality. I mean, Coach Nansen and Coach Fitz last year, you know, try to put it into our head, you know, we got to like come out there and punch the opposite team in the mouth, and very disciplined. You know, I feel like that's what winning teams do, is really disciplined, and this is really the mentality when we get out there on the field.
One more to Brian, last question.
For either of you guys, how would you describe the offense that Coach Babers is wanting to run?
Nasty. Nasty. Yeah.
Why nasty?
That's what he's been talking about every day that we've met with him. He wants us to. Yes, we have a lot of talent everywhere, but he wants to make sure that we know that yes, we can pass, but we've got to be able to run the ball, and we've got to do it hard.
Rhino, how's it been settling in at left tackle?
It's been good. If anything, it's been great. You know, just taking it day by day with the fellas, focusing on the present, being present, you know, helping each other out, just trying to get better each day. So
you haven't played any collegiate snaps, though this year is going to be your first year. What's your mindset now that you're going into this year?
My mindset, you know, I'm just trying to do my job, you know, not to overthink it, you know, just the next man up. Just got to do my job and stick to the course.
We'll go to David and then Brian. Brian, how would you
describe your style and how you play out there?
I say my style is just relentless. You know, it's my name. You know, it's pretty self-explanatory. Rhino. You know, I just go out there. You know, mess up. Hey, I'm gonna be back next play. You know, I'm gonna be here all day. I ain't getting off the field. So, yeah, that's basically it.
Explain your name. Is that your actual first name?
So that's a nickname. My first name is Cheryl C. I got that name when I was playing Pop Warner Little League football. Grew a big reputation where I'm from, and it just stuck with me as I traveled around the country. So yeah.
Wendell, you're lining up next to Ryan on the left side there. What is your assessment of his play so far, and what is your kind of advice for him on how to excel in that role?
So far, he's been doing a good job. I mean, he's been taking the coaching. He's been like accepting everything Coach O has been teaching. And today, it felt comfortable playing right next to him. No issues.
When it comes to learning from a guy like Jordan Morgan, you know, super even keeled. Obviously, he leaves a big shoes to fill at left tackle. But what did he teach you last year, and really teach all the offensive linemen about how to approach every day, especially in camp?
So Jordan, he wasn't really a talkative guy, but you know, in the meetings, not even in the meetings, but in the field, if we'd mess up, you know, he'd always try his best to correct us and to explain his own little way of teaching. And it's good, you know, to have those extra and vet eyes, you know, that I like to coach me up on, and it's just more perspective, you know, to help me up my game. And for that, he has all my respect, you know, him, all the other guys, Jonah, Woe, you know, and it's really a work all around, you know, team effort. So yeah.
Wendell, a question for both of you guys. How would you describe the Polynesian culture that's here at the U of A right now?
I just say Polynesian culture, it's really big. You know, it goes back to when Will Tuitama and them were all here, you know, the Tuihalamaka back in like 2011, 2012. I could just say, snap, I don't know, history repeats itself. But not even that, but it's just, I say Arizona gives us the opportunity, you know, that not a lot of, let's say, big schools, let's say, give, you know, like we get the opportunity here that we wouldn't get anywhere else. And not even that, but just the people, you know. You know, if y'all know Polynesians, we're loving people, we're family oriented, and when there's a lot of us, it's just like it's like an effect, you know what I'm saying? Just like if you put a rotten fruit with a rotten fruit, you know, they're gonna get rotten. You know, you put good people with good people, they're gonna be more good people, you feel me? And that's really that, that's all I gotta say.
Helpful has Noah Fafita been during this process for you?
How
helpful has he been as the quarterback?
Nah, he's been great, he's been good. Noah, QB1, you know, no matter what it is, he always has positive words, always uplifting the offense in the huddle, if not the huddle, out, you know, on the way to meetings. You know, there's always positive talk with him. He's always teaching us game when he can. You know, if there's something he's concerned about, he'll tell me. So, you know, it's been really good, you know, to be able to have that healthy communication with each other, you know.
Wendell, I know you haven't had a ton of reps out there in the team periods, but when you have been out there and when you watch film, have you noticed anything different with how the interior defensive linemen are attacking? Coach Aquino was saying that last year it was more of kind of a hold up the blockers, and now they want to get more vertical. What have you noticed in that regard?
Our defensive line really tries to pressure the pocket a lot more, especially in that pass game. When they read our offensive line, it's harder to make calls because it feels like they know what we're doing. But our defensive line, they're way better. They're doing a lot more, like trying to attack the quarterback.
Offensive lineman Ryan Stewart is our newest addition to Arizona football. And Coach Oglesby, you have coached him for the past 3 seasons. How have you seen Ryan grow since arriving to college?
His growth has been tremendous. When we signed him initially, I think he was like a 225-pound tackle, and today he's at around 305 pounds. So just that growth in itself is huge. And you know, Stu's battled through some things, so he's become a little bit harder than most that way. Super tough kid, and just really excited to get him here.
And in knowing him and now getting to know the guys here, how do you see him fitting into your O-line?
He's going to be a great addition to the room. He's going to help push that group forward. He's going to help add depth to the room, increase the competition. That's one thing he is very competitive. So, and you know, just his personality is going to fit in great with those guys. And you know, he got a chance to be around a few of them on his official visit, and it's just going to be a great addition to the room.
Coach was just saying that you kind of challenged yourself to get into better shape over the last few months. What did you do, and what changes have you noticed?
Well, you know, just I'm gonna shout out to our strength and conditioning staff and our what's it called, Tanner, our health and nutrition, who's no longer with us, but you know, it was thanks to them. You know, they kind of set the blueprint for me, and I just followed the steps. You know, just. I did what they told me to do. You know, I ate what he told me to eat, worked out, you know, just extra work here and there. And then, you know, I just lost weight. You know, put on a little bit of good weight, and then here I am now.
How much did you lose, and how do you feel?
Oh, since I've been here, I came in around 380. Right now I'm around 345, 350. And yeah, I feel pretty good.
What are some of the foods that you've been eating?
Well, really, just cutting out like the sugars. That's been the main thing. I drink mostly water every day, maybe like 1 or 2 Powerades a day. Not a lot of sugars. Cutting out a lot of carbs. It's just I can still eat whatever I want. It's just portions.
And how would you compare, I guess, the nutritionists and the dietitians here compared to UC Davis?
Well, back in Davis, we didn't have a nutritionist. But the nutritionist came as soon as I left, so it's a big, I guess you could say it's a big difference.
Question for both of you. Coach Aquino talked about how he wants the defensive line to get vertical and across line scrimmage. Do you think you guys have been successful with that so far in these first couple of days?
Yeah, I would say we have been. Obviously, you know, it's going to be back and forth. Like, defense isn't just going to run the show all the time. The offense is going to come back, make some good plays, but I think as we're getting adjusted to it, it's been a lot better for us, and we're getting used to the feel of it all. And that's what I've been playing as well, like personally. So I'm kind of fine-tuning it, and then not only that, but helping my teammates adapt to that play style as well.
A lot of us that didn't come with Coach Joe, we weren't really used to the vertical play style. We were used to the sitting gaps, taking on double team and stuff. You know, from the spring compared to now, we've been doing a lot better. You know, we're kind of getting used to not trying to just take the double team, you know, make the plays ourselves and be a little selfish sometimes.
Justin and Michael. In what ways, I guess, push for both you guys, in what ways has Isaiah Johnson impressed you guys on the field?
Oh, man. Well, he works hard, he cares, and he is extremely explosive and powerful. Like, you watch that guy do anything. I think he has a little bit of a boxing background, right? Yeah, that you could tell. You could tell. That guy knows how to use his hips and use his body to move people.
No, he's just a great dude. On and off the field, you know, people respect him, people listen to him. And, you know, just being able to play right next to him, me and him together, I don't think anybody in the Big 12 can run it down the middle.
Trey, you had by far your best season last year. I think it was your 3rd year of college football. So what do you attribute that to?
My teammates and Coach Joe C. I wouldn't be sitting in this chair today if it wasn't for my teammates, Coach Joe, and then Coach B as well. Let me not forget that. Coming in as a young guy, I had older guys to look up to who helped me a lot. And when I tell you they helped me, it's like I would spend every day working with these guys. But they selflessly took the time to do that. So that, on top of Coach Joe and his technique and him simplifying the game for me, is what allowed me to get better.
Trey, how's it been going up against the tackles?
It's been great, man. It's been great. That's work every day on both sides.
You go up against Rhino at all, or is
Yep.
it mostly right side?
Yep, I rotate both sides.
Okay.
So it's been good. We've been giving each other great work, and my goal is to elevate myself so I can make my teammates better. So.
And how's it like going up against Big Jonah, who's expected to be a potential first-round pick next year?
Yeah, he's obviously a great player. He's extremely smart, very patient, looks at all his keys, and he's a great player. That's been good. I love it. I love it.
What growth have you seen out of Rhino from spring to this point now that he's kind of settling in with that starting unit on the offensive line, and you see him more and more out there every day?
So it's not to, I want to make this clear. It's not to say that I didn't think Rhino, it's not to say that I think Rhino lacked grit before, but he's just a gritty, he wants it. He works extremely hard. He's working on his technique and everything, and he's going to make sure that he gets better. He's taking tons of reps. Sometimes he doesn't get it right, guys, and he is, that's grit, and I respect that. I respect him for that.
Defensive lineman Stanley Ta'ofo is officially an Arizona Wildcat. The USC transfer comes to us for his 6th season of college football. Coach Joe, how big is it to get a guy like Stanley who's adding size to your D-line, but also bringing that college football experience, having several years under his belt?
No doubt. I think, Stan's a grown man. Came straight from Tonga. And then went to high school down in Brethren. It's a private school down south in LA. So to have him as a veteran player with all the plays that he's played at a very high level with USC, and so he's accustomed to doing all that and facing big and fast bodies, and so he fits right in. He's explosive, he's athletic, smart.
How do you see him fitting in with the guys in the Brotherhood of the
He'll fit right in. Yeah, he'll fit right in. Like I said, he's Tongan, straight from the island of Tonga, so it's always different. Like the last guy I got, the last player that I had at Oregon State that was straight from the rock was probably one of the best players that ever played at Oregon State, Stephen Pyle. And he kind of reminds me of him a little bit because he's very strong in the weight room and athletic and very knowledgeable.
Well, that's great to hear. Thank you, Coach. Stanley, welcome to Arizona football. Today we're joining Taitai Uyangalele in the film room to take a look back at some of his best defensive plays this past season. Thanks for letting us join you today.
No problem.
Yeah, we're gonna start in Starkville because that was the second game of this season. The atmosphere in Davis-Wade Stadium was loud, as to be expected. Were you prepared for that loudness? Did you let that rattle you at all? Did you use that to your advantage?
It was definitely unexpected. I didn't know it was gonna be that loud. The Cowboys were crazy. Kind of pumped you up a little bit, as always. Most visiting crowds do.
And then the play we're gonna look at is your first sack of the season. What did you see on this play? Did you see an opening?
Yeah, it was definitely the end of the game, 3rd and 10, so you're definitely thinking pass. We had a stunt called with me and number 93, Cope. It was definitely a stunt call where we can just make our own call, and I saw the running back was on my side. So I knew I was going to get a man side to my side, and the slides were going to go away, so I knew I was going to have a one-on-one. So I took that opportunity, made an inside move, and got the sack.
And then the salute there.
Rodgers' pocket collapses and it gets taken down. Uyangalele. And they'll hand up, ball fumbled in the backfield. Going back to pick it up, Beavers will keep the ball there. And they're going to lose a lot of yardage because of a huge tackle.
All right, next we're going back to Arizona Stadium for a home game against Oregon State. And this one was a big one for you because your cousin DJ was the quarterback for the Beavers. Was there any smack talk going on before that game?
Definitely not. We didn't really get to talk smack across the line, but definitely was a good competition.
And the play I want to specifically look at for this Oregon State game was one that I remember there was just an audible gasp across the stadium. I've never heard it that quiet. You absolutely took this guy out. What did you see? What was your perspective of this play?
I honestly didn't see him lose the ball. I just saw him coming around, and what we do is just hustle to the ball, run to the ball, and that was what I was gonna do, just track him down. And yeah, make the tackle. Saw everybody chasing the ball. We got swarm to the ball, so that was what I was doing.
Well, thank you so much for letting us join you in the film room today.
Problem.
It's always great seeing you guys' perspective, and we can't wait to see you on the field this next season.
Yes, man. Thank you.
Arizona's linebacker unit returns with a lot of experience this year, allowing Coach Gonzalez and the guys to really focus in on the details of their game. Coach Gonzalez, what's on your agenda for spring ball for the linebackers?
Just to shore up the fundamentals. They did a really good job learning this new scheme last year with Coach Keena and the coverages. So we're excited to perfect all those things. I mean, their hand placement, their eye placement, getting off blocks and being in the right spot, and they're off to a great start. Got guys like Jacob Manu and Justin Flo and Tay Brown and Kamu. I mean, those guys are aggressive people. So our personalities mesh real well. So it's fun and exciting.
You mentioned those 4 guys, and they all saw a lot of the field last season. How does that impact spring ball for you with them bringing that experience?
It's huge because the teaching, we can do a lot of teaching on tape. It's more about making sure they're doing things right, effort and all those things. So there's a huge advantage to that. They all played at a high level last year. So my job is to come in and help them continue to grow. They've already proven that they're good players. Now let's see how high we can take it. Good.
Okay, Jacob, how does this scheme with Coach Gonzalez compare to last year?
It's good. It's the same thing, just honing in on the little details and trying to perfect our craft.
Some of the younger guys, Kamute, they saw the field a lot last year. How did you see them grow throughout the season?
They grow a lot. Just getting them that little experience means a lot, so that way they're ready to play this year. So, yeah, they're ready to go.
I heard you said you took them under your wing a little bit too.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Just they're listeners, so, I like to help people that's going to listen, and they're hard workers, so that's where all the growth came from.
Now fortunate enough to be joined by all-conference linebacker Jacob Manu. Hello, Jacob. How are you doing, buddy?
Good.
All right, now I'm going to go straight to it. Dwayne Aquina said that he considers you kind of the quarterback of the defense at, marrying all levels together. What's it been like, with Dwayne as the DC, coming back with a huge responsibility, coming off a massive sophomore season? What's all going on in Jacob Manu's mind?
I'm just trying to lead my team, do the best I can, learn everybody's positions, and just lead our team in the right direction and make sure everybody that is staying on track, leading the new guys, bringing them in, and make sure they feel at home.
What have you been working on personally in the off season in terms of strengths, weaknesses, things that you like to shore up?
I'll say getting out blocks and just conditioning and running side to side.
Is it just like technique stuff, like on the field when you're talking about getting off blocks? Is it strength? Is it a little bit of both?
Both.
Yeah.
I say a little bit both.
How many days a week are you in the weight room?
We're in the weight room every day.
Every day?
Yeah, we have Wednesday off. So regen, yeah.
6 out of 7 days?
Yeah, even Saturday.
Wow.
No, actually we have Sunday off.
Okay.
Wednesday and Sunday off, yeah.
Talk a little bit about your progression last year, because one thing, you were always a tackle machine, but you also lived in the backfield. 6 sacks, a ton of tackles for loss. Going into last season, did you think, those are gaudy numbers from a linebacker. Did you have an idea that you were going to be in the backfield a little bit more?
Yeah, kind of. That was something that me and AVH went over. Like he said, I gotta get more tackles in the backfield.
Right.
And it's something I kind of emphasis on, and all season. It's kind of something I worked on.
Right.
And it ended up showing out good for me.
Right.
We've got Jacob Manu in the film room today, and we're going to take a look back at some of his best plays from this past season. A season that was super impressive, Jacob. You led the Pac-12 in tackles. You were named first team All Pac-12 as well as AP first team All Pac-12. Earlier this spring, Coach Gonzalez accredited a lot of your success to just your football IQ. He said it's off the charts. In season, what's the ratio of watching yourself, watching the opponent, and then watching NFL guys?
I don't really watch NFL guys during season. That's more off-season type stuff. Just teach tape. But watching myself, I like to watch my mistakes and what I can do better, and then watch the good things too. But watching the opponent, that's the main things I find important to me when I'm watching film. I gotta find the details and the little stuff that they do that can make me move faster or know what I'm doing.
So talking about this first play, we're gonna go to USC. This was a big game for you. You're going back home. You want to look at the forced fumble you had against Caleb Williams.
Rolling right, Williams, now he wants to run. Throws the ball, is that a fumble? If it is, Arizona football.
I see the number 4 right here, so I know he's gonna go out because he's not a blocking tight end. He's the other option, getting zone away from me, so I'm gonna sit for the quarterback. I'm the quarterback player, and I know I have Ward inside of me. Kind of all week we worked on this play. This is a big play for them. So just getting this, as soon as I seen the formation, I knew it was happening. So I kind of played patient, faked the zone, and then Caleb's elusive. I know I got Ward inside of me, stay outside, end up making the play. Martell picks the ball up, we get a turnover.
And I love too, like your reaction is so fast. You are mirroring Caleb exactly.
Yeah, that's film study right there. I kind of already knew that this play was coming. Stayed patient. I knew I had inside help. We was end up making a play.
And then the next play we want to look at is the Utah interception, your first career interception.
Back, he will take the snap. Looking left, firing left. Intercepted. Picked off by the Wildcats. Barnes the only man to beat.
What kind of read did you get on this ball?
This is kind of a cool one for me because the play before this, I told Efi to stay on top of it because the quarterback kept looking at that spot route and I was going to bait him. I'm going to pick it. And then it ended up happening literally the next play. Right here, me and Dalton were working in and out on the running back since he got a tight split. Right now, I'm already knowing that the running back is gonna come out because of his split. He's on top of the tackle. He comes out. I'm working the next thing coming back in. Dalton takes the running back. I got that spot route, ended up working out good for me.
Well, thank you so much for letting us spend this time in the film room with you today, and we're excited to see you back in action this fall.
Thank you, appreciate it. Go Cavs.
Coach Aquina, second year working with the safeties. How did they compare this spring to last spring?
Well, we're just so much further ahead. I think understanding me and my style of coaching, within a year, they've already advanced. So we're able to do a lot of things because Gunner and Dalton and put Stooks in there, they're such high IQ players that we can do things that maybe 2 years it took me to get to at Stanford or Texas. We were able to get into our first year.
Gunner, how is it to be under Coach Aquina for the second year in a row now?
Oh, it's amazing. I think each person in the secondary can vouch how much they improved last year was due to him. Being with him for another year, it's a blessing for us because, man, we're getting the best coaching.
And you guys are pretty close off of the field. How does that translate on the field?
We basically do everything together. Once we get on the field, man, we can trust each other. We don't really got to worry about the other person. We kind of just know they're gonna be there. Coach Aquina calls it a secret handshake, but a lot of the time, we don't really verbally communicate as much because we kind of look at each other and know, So it's cool.
Great leverage! They credit you as one of the reasons they considered coming back and the reasons they stayed. What does that relationship with them mean to you?
Well, it almost worked both ways because I think, I coach them hard, but I love them hard too. Because the big thing, the first thing that a coach has to do is gain the trust of his players. And so they know that everything we're doing is helping them reach their potential as a player.
Arizona veteran football team captain Traden Stooks is out for the rest of the season after an ACL injury in the first half of the Wildcats' upset of Utah. The following week, defensive back Gunnar Maldonado suffered a leg injury, and we've learned he might miss several games as well. Defensive coordinator Dwayne Aquina addressed Stooks' injury yesterday, saying he has a positive attitude and is a huge asset to the team.
I mean, he's taking notes on the sideline. A guy that should be feeling sorry for himself and about his feelings, he is just finding another way to help us win football games. One of the young players missed an assignment on a big play there. Stooks had notes. By the time I got in at halftime, I said, hey, RC, draw it up. He said, Coach, Stooks has already gone through it.
Yeah, and this is bad timing. Arizona is at BYU this Saturday, undefeated. The Cougars are 5-0 for the third time in 5 seasons. Arizona scored an upset, I'm sure you'll remember, over Utah on its last trip to the Beehive State. The Wildcats are looking to snap a 3-game skid in the series against BYU and spoil their undefeated season.
The number 21 Arizona Wildcats opened their 2024 season with a high-scoring 61-39 victory over the University of New Mexico Lobos on August 31st. at Arizona Stadium. T. McMillan smashed the Arizona single-game receiving record with 304 yards in the season opener. Head coach Brent Brennan captured his first Arizona victory while scoring the most points in a coaching debut for the Wildcats. The Wildcats continued their win streak from last season, which was then up to 8. The electric duo of McMillan and Noah Fafita headlined the Wildcats season opener. The offense showcased their deep prowess and connection, but the defensive side of the ball appeared much later in the game. The Wildcats defense let the Lobos put up several touchdowns, resulting in the Wildcats only having a 3-point lead at the end of the first half. In total, the game also saw 17 penalties that changed the final score drastically.
What are we waiting for? We are waiting for the man of the hour, the man of the game, T-Mac, setting records, 4 touchdowns, 304 yards. How does it feel to get back out here and play ball?
Man, it feels amazing, man. The last 4 months, I've been grinding, ready to get back on the field. Being able to just play with my brothers again, it's just a true blessing, man. Like I said, regardless of the records, man, I'm just happy to just be back on the field with my brothers.
Look, you got your wide receiver coach, Bobby Wade, and you made a comment saying that get used to being second. Take us through that, because you set a record tonight, and it seems like you're going to set a few more.
I mean, shoot, that's the plan. I told Coach Bobby when I first got here, when he first got here, I told him get comfortable being second, because me personally, I think he's the best receiver in Arizona history. He tells me all the time records are supposed to be broken, and I'm coming for that top spot.
A lot of questions on whether you all would be back here at Arizona. What was the decision? What went into it? Why'd you come back?
Man, just everybody in this building. The brotherhood that we already had, the culture that we had set in here. We just didn't want to leave this building. And as well as the legacy that we already had began over here, we want to continue this legacy. At the end of the day, we came to Tucson to be program changers. And hopefully Tucson, y'all can find pride in our play.
All right, thanks so much, T-Mac. Go enjoy this one.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys, back to you.
Arizona beats Northern Arizona 22-10 to extend the winning streak. Quali Conley ran for 112 yards. Noah Fafita threw for 173 yards and a touchdown. And number 20 Arizona overcame a 4-point halftime deficit to beat Northern Arizona 22-10 for its 9th consecutive win, tying the school record for consecutive victories. McMillan, who had a school record 304 yards and 4 touchdowns in the 61-39 season opening win over New Mexico, was limited to 2 catches for 11 yards.
Brian?
Paulie, what do you think led to maybe some of the struggles, especially early on with being able to move the ball?
Our line was doing great. I just felt like we wasn't putting drives together. But I just feel like our line was doing good. Just the balls wasn't getting first. We wasn't getting first downs as a whole team. It's the whole offensive fault. But I just feel like we still have room to improve. This is our second game, and I feel like we're gonna watch the film, get better, and clean up all the little mistakes.
Justin? So you guys were great last game offensively. Tonight you struggled. What do you think this does as a learning experience moving forward?
Just film. We saw what we need to improve on, and I felt like as a whole offense, we have a lot of film that was new looks we got on the defensive side, and we was working through it. But I just feel like I love how we just came out the second half and adjusted to our mistakes we making in the first half, and just started getting first downs, moving the ball.
It was really the first time we saw Kedrick get going. What do you make of his play and what he brings to the running backs?
Kedrick, I love Kedrick. He like my little brother, but he just a physical downhill runner. He's a freshman, so he just brings the energy to our running back room as a whole. And I feel like when he scored, like everybody went crazy because like Kedrick, he's just a special guy.
Mike.
Quali, I guess Corey was unable to play tonight. When did you find out that you would have maybe a bigger role than last week, and how did you approach that opportunity?
I just felt like that with Kedrick and Speedy helped me out, we would all have equal amount of snaps. It was unfortunate that Bill went down, but we have the running backs in the room that could. It's just like me. Like we could all make plays. So it feel like Coach Carter recruited good, and like if Bill go down, we have Kedrick. If I go down, we have Speedy. Just everybody in that room.
Number 20, Arizona, falls on the road at number 14, Kansas State. Avery Johnson threw 2 touchdown passes. Dylan Edwards returned a punt 71 yards for a score. And number 14, Kansas State beat number 20, Arizona, 31-7 in a rare non-conference matchup of new Big 12 rivals. The loss ended Arizona's 9-game winning streak, the longest active streak in the Football Bowl subdivision. Noah Fafita had 268 yards passing for Arizona with an interception. McMillan had 11 catches for 138 yards, but the potential first-round NFL draft pick was unable to turn any of those grabs into a big play or touchdown. The schools agreed to the matchup before Arizona left the Pac-12 for the Big 12, and with neither having enough time to find a replacement opponent, Kansas State and Arizona kept the game, but without it counting in the conference standings.
So Noah, first time in a while, you guys have lost a game, but what do you think this loss can do for you guys?
Yeah, I think it's a great. Obviously, you never want to lose, but got to learn from it. It's a lot of learning, especially offensively and individually. So we're gonna watch the tape. It's gonna be hard to watch, but at the end of the day, got a perfect bye week to be able to learn, reflect, and find out who we are as an offense and as a team.
And why do you think the offense kind of stalled after the first drive?
I'll take the blame. I just gotta play better. Gotta kind of get the ball out to my playmakers, let them play. So I think Coach Baber's called a great game, Coach Adkins, and this bye week for me individually is to get better and get work up.
When you say get better, so you mean like were the things that you were seeing that maybe you guys just weren't adjusting to, or are you just talking about like your own like play physically?
No, I think we saw everything that they did a great job. Credit to their defensive coordinator, credit to their defense. They did a fantastic job playing. At the end of the day, they played better than us defensively than we played offense. So for me, it's just controlling what I can control. I knew what I was seeing, but just gotta get better in every situation, and that's what this 5 weeks for.
Trey, why do you think they were so effective running the ball against you guys?
It all comes down to the little details. Kind of keep it short and simple here. It's execution, and it starts with the littlest details.
Oh, what kind of details are you talking about?
So, for me specifically, it might be my keys. Everyone, that's their keys. So for me, it needs to be looking exactly what I need to go to, looking the point of attack. If I got to close, then close. Just all the fundamentals, basic fundamentals.
It was expected for Avery Johnson to run the football against you guys. What was he doing out there to maybe get some of those yards?
He was just doing a great job, man. We got to do a better job up front, and myself as an individual especially, we got to do a better job containing. So he's a great player.
And then Noah, take us through the interception. Looked like you were about to connect with Malachi for a touchdown, then a pick. What did you see there?
Yeah, that's just kind of a coverage that we prepared for all week long, and I thought I saw the middle safety drop on off of the play face. I thought I could hit him out behind that second window, but great play by the corner falling off. That's really all there is to it. Fantastic job by him.
And then how would you compare protection last game compared to this game?
Yeah, I think both games, O-line did a great job. And it starts with the center. Grayson did a great job last week. Bake did a good job this week. This loss offensively is on me.
Trey, defensively, the team has struggled a little bit containing some depth of the quarterbacks. What do you guys think is the best next steps to lock down, contain a little bit?
Similar to what Noah was saying, we just need to play. We need to play, and we need to approach this bye week with extreme detail and be intentional about everything and make sure we match to that.
And the question for both, how much do you think penalties has really hurt you guys for the first 3 weeks?
It's something we're going to work on, and we're going to get it fixed, across the board. We're going to get it fixed.
And then Noah, as the leader of this team, how do you kind of rally the troops, and what's your message to the guys moving forward?
I think we're good. Coming in, there's nobody's pointing fingers, nobody's turning on each other, and that's a great sign. We understand that we have a week. Obviously, we have 2 weeks to prepare for Utah, but this week is especially to work on ourselves and get better in every situation, discipline, in the scheme, and everything else. So I think we've done a really good job, but at the end of the day, the message is God don't make mistakes. This isn't a mistake. The script's already written, so I'm excited to see what he has in store for this too.
I'm Jason Barr at University of Arizona football practice, where the Wildcats officially open Big 12 play this Saturday at number 10 Utah, a former Pac-12 opponent. Coordinator Dino Babers with a blunt evaluation of the Wildcats offense over the first 3 games.
Good, bad, and in the middle.
It might have to be great to win at Utah, and it starts with quarterback Noah Fifita.
As he go, we go.
And the advice to number 11 isn't something you typically hear a coach say.
I think the biggest thing is with guys that spend as much time on the game and that they are so laser focused as he is, I like to use the term try less harder.
I think Coach Baber is just trying to get me to have fun and kind of get me to just play the game how I grew up playing the game.
Just relax, come off the tee, and I'm sure the ball's going to go long and straight if you don't think about it.
But what about Fifita's receivers, and who's going to complement Teteroa McMillan? Tight end Kean Burnett was supposed to have a breakout year, but apparently injuries have limited the second-generation Wildcat to just 3 receptions.
I think the biggest thing is he has to get over some owies. He's had some owies in the first 2 games. This bye week's been good for him. He's moving around better than I've seen him in a while. And hopefully that fresh guy that we saw in the spring, the guy we saw in August, is going to show up on Saturday.
Focusing on making sure I'm in the right spot and doing what the offense and doing what Noah needs me to do to get open.
Noah Fifita has 2 uncles who went to the University of Utah.
Grew up watching a lot of Utah games, so I kind of know a lot about their past, which is why I have a lot of respect for them.
And Fifita's first touchdown pass came at Utah 2 years ago, but it was in a 45-20 loss.
It's a place where I don't think there's a lot of people that brags that they've had a lot of success playing there. Yet we have to go up there and give us our best shot. We know it's going to be hard.
At last check, the Wildcats are a 12.5-point underdog. Inside the Davis Sports Center, I'm Jason Barr, KGUN 9.
The Wildcats' inaugural season of Big 12 Conference football begins tonight in Salt Lake City as the Wildcats take on the Utah Utes. Ranked 10th in the nation, unbeaten at 4-0, the Utes have emerged as the favorite to win the Big 12. The Wildcats arrive here after a bye week, get a chance to heal some more. Will all that pay off tonight? Well, we'll find out in the next couple of hours. But the Wildcats tonight marks their first official Big 12 football game. For Utah, it's second.
Arizona's offense, they're going to have to be locked in on every single snap because Utah's defense, it's one of the best in the nation right now.
It has become one of the loudest venues in all of college football. This venue becomes a character. They impact the game. It's become a madhouse. Great scene always under the lights in Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City on a beautiful night, and number 10 Utah looking to stay undefeated, already 1-0 in Big 12 play. This is the Big 12 debut for the Arizona Wildcats on the road in a very tough environment. We're ready to go. We're at Bryce Eccles. Wildcats won the toss. They deferred. Utah's going to get the ball first. It's going to be the true freshman Isaac Wilson, who started last week. And now Wilson under center, single setback behind him, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. And Wilson in trouble now. He's going to run it himself, and he's dropped for a loss. Back at the 31-yard line. Broken play for Utah. This is 4th down, almost 2, and Utah's going to go for it. Stanley, the running back. Wilson, long snap down, hands off, and the Wildcats have stopped him. Arizona was there. Not even close, and another play by Trayden Stute. Tough test against this team in this environment. Pistol set now with 2 receivers stacked left. All right hash. Fifita will take the snap. And up near side. Between the corner to 50. Down to the 40, 35, and just out of bounds with a big first down. A huge run down the near sideline. 3rd and 11. The Wildcats, this will be their first 3rd down attempt of the night. No score here. Harmonious Craig and Emerson White left. Going to the right. 3rd and 11. Pressure comes. Fifita dumps it to McMillan, who makes the catch and then got hit hard. What an open field tackle. We got 4th down. Arizona looking to get on the board first, and that kick is up. And it is good. Man, does he have a leg. And the Wildcats on their opening drive take the lead with 1:48 to go in the opening quarter. Part of the field where Utah has struggled. Bernard, handoff left side, bounces it left, cuts it upfield, all the way down to the 10 to about the 9. Wildcats stopped him on 4th and 1 earlier. See what they can do here. On 4th and goal. Play fake. Throw. Knocked down. Incomplete. Incomplete. And a great play by Tacario Davis. Toscano again will get a big hole up the middle, and then he makes a move inside the 20 with a stiff arm all the way down to the 10. What a run.
Go down Arizona. 5-3.
Right near the goal line. Fafita takes a snap. Rolling right. Throws. Caught. Touchdown. Jeremiah Patterson. And the Wildcats get the first touchdown of this game.
Jeremiah Patterson, his second touchdown of the season. The Wildcats regain the lead up 9-3. So Fafita will go to a knee. Clock will run to 0. Halftime here in Salt Lake City. Arizona 10 and Utah 3. The Wildcats have played a very respectable first half and a very difficult place to play.
Give a ton of credit to Arizona. They came to play.
Wilson on a quarterback keeper, slipped one tackle and not another. He's taken down in a hurry.
Arizona's making plays.
The Wildcats, this will be a tough position. Cranks it up, throws the pass, and it is caught by Burnett out at the 10-yard line. And Utah fans are going to try and see if they can disrupt things. 3rd and 7.
Conley moves in the backfield alongside Fafita. Fafita going to throw over the top. It is delivered perfectly and a catch. Conley gets the handoff. Huge hole up the middle. Conley across a 45 and another big play on the ground. Rayshawn Luke this time.
Dodges a man. First down inside the 40. Dives through the 35. That was a pretty play. Arizona leading by a touchdown. 53-yard right hander. Luke ready to extend the Arizona lead.
Kick on the way. My goodness. This guy's got a monster leg.
Wow. From 53 for Tyler Loop, and the Wildcats extend their lead now to 10 points. Take the snap, rolling to the right, looking to throw on the run.
Spins right on first down. Going to throw on the move. Intercepted! An interception. What a play by Genesis Smith, who's having a huge game.
So this will be a 33-yard attempt.
That kick is up. And it's good.
That extends the Arizona lead. It's now Wildcats 16 and Utah 3. Side caught there, that's going nowhere. Oh, what a huge tackle on the far side.
4th and 6. Wilson steps up, throws, and knocked away again. Another one.
And the Cats take over the football. So the Wildcats will go to the 4th. The Arizona Wildcats have controlled this game.
This is our all the way. This is what we talk about. We will burn out.
Still down by 13 with the ball now.
Wilson in the pocket. Wilson's going to throw deep middle. And Singer jumps up and snatches it. 1st and 10, Utah at the 20. Wilson back to pass. Wilson. Touchdown! And Utah is back in this game. His 3rd touchdown of the year.
11:54 to go in the 4th. Arizona 16, Utah 10. We're right back in the ballgame, down by 6 now. Yards deep will bring it out. 5-10. Lost a man. Moves the ball out to the 25 to the 30, 35-40, and out of bounds. To the 45.
Holding Pacific team number 3, 10-yard penalty.
Hands up to the wide here.
And this place going berserk.
Really did. So that just juiced up this crowd even more. Utah right now trying to seize momentum in this game.
Play stop, pressure Isaiah Johnson. Here comes the pressure. Picked up briefly and knocked away another one. Unbelievable. The Wildcats, amazing. Utah fans starting to run out of hope tonight. That one sails and it's picked off, intercepted. A fitting end to this one. That's a win that just changes the whole feel of the rest of the year. Arizona in their first game in the Big 12.
Remember, it is believing in you individually, in yourself, and in the guy on your left and right, and then lining up and doing it again and again and again and again.
Can you take us through your touchdown catch and what you saw?
Initially, we got a corner route that play. Kind of saw the play break down a little bit. And, I know it likes to scramble a lot. He ended up throwing a great pass to me. Kind of cut back against the opposite side of the defense and back in the end zone. So, great ball by him.
Your first touchdown as a Wildcat was a pretty significant one. What does that mean to you?
It means everything. I think it's just a testament to my coaches and my team. And like I said, Noah, Vita, and just my family.
So, Tacario, Coach Brennan said felt like you were kind of loose. What was going through your mind during that game?
Just having fun, just playing football, a game I've been playing for years, just going out there having fun with my teammates.
Do you feel like maybe the first 3 games you weren't having fun, or maybe you were kind of overthinking things?
I just say just getting in the first 3 games, getting back in the field, of playing in the game, just all sorting it all out, and then just playing really. But yeah, what I say I have more fun is because just I don't even know. Matter of fact, I don't know. Just having fun.
Tacario, what's the art to being able to break up the pass at the last minute, where it looks like you're coming right at that perfect time, but not getting the flag? Because from me watching it, some of those look like that could have been something that gets called because of how close it is. How do you make it so that you get that and not risk drawing a pass interference?
Just don't hold, really. Just don't hold and just play on the football. Yeah, that's really it.
And the first game of the year, you had a couple of those personal fouls, the unsportsmanlike. Was that just like a rough game for you emotionally, or what happened in there, and how did you kind of move on from that?
I say I was just thinking too much personally. It was just me personally really just thinking too much. But as I went down the line, just thinking about playing with my teammates and just do what I've been doing, just having fun and playing hard and competing.
I mean, I get why people like Utah. I mean, I like Utah too. Cam Rising is back. But you look at what Kansas has, what Kansas State has, and Iowa State has 20 starters back. This thing is wide open.
And here you got more flags coming in after the play is over. And if you're Coach Brennan, you are not happy about these penalties your defense are getting when you're trying to saw the game away.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 1 of the defense. That 15, that better be enforced half the distance to the goal. That's number 1, second unsportsmanlike conduct.
He's got to go.
He's ejected.
That's the second on Tacario Davis.
Yeah, he can't have that. He is too important to allow his emotions to get in the way to where he's out of a game, even in a game that's decided like this.
I remember that first half after that extra point. Looked as if he was giving somebody an extra hit.
Yeah, and he's got a bright future. He is a projected first-round pick as a corner. And
how nice was it to get those 4th down stops against Utah?
It was pretty nice. Yeah.
What do you think the defense showed collectively?
We showed a brotherhood. Like, everybody was playing for each other. Everybody's out there having fun, just having a swagger that we always have, and just being ourselves as a defensive unit.
This question is for both of you. Coach Brennan said on Monday that as a former receiver and receivers coach, the thing that receivers sort of hate the most is going up against length. You guys are both well over 6 feet. How does that work to your advantage, and how have you learned over the years to use the assets that you have to break up plays?
Oh, I mean, me being 6'3", 6'4", like the receiver is gonna use my length for them to run around me. So if I get them to run around me and just make them like run around, cause I'm a long corner, pause. So make them run around me, and then just use good technique, and then that just helped me in a way of squeezing them to the sideline or something, or just using my length.
Was there? I mean, we don't, Takaria, all the time see straight cornerbacks cover tight ends, but we saw you do that several times in that game. Is that by design with this defense because of your length that sometimes they feel like maybe you're better in those situations?
I mean, we came here to be a defensive back, not just a corner, be able to cover receivers, be able to cover tight ends and whoever else line up at the one spot.
Do you find that, what are some of the tactics that tight ends are using against you in those situations to maybe try to clear space? What do you find?
I mean, not tight ends could really run away from us because we're fast and long. They're going to try to more use their power, like push off or try to box us out because how big they are.
For both of you guys, what's it been like learning under Dwayne Keenan?
I feel like he's just, every day is just challenging. Like every day, he's never satisfied with the work. There's always room for improvement. We always got to bring our all and always compete each and every day. And you always get better and better throughout the season.
The Big 12 is wide open. We thought Utah was the class of it, given their defense and the arrival of a healthy Cam Rising. He has been anything but, missing yet another game, and Arizona goes into Rice-Eccles and wins. That was a remarkable effort, and Noah Fafita has served notice that he is the real deal. This guy can make timely plays, and he does it all the time. Arizona's alive. And remember, their loss against Kansas State wasn't a conference game.
That's right. Brent Bennon has done such a good job with that program, man. And it's fun to see these schools kind of keep that same level of production and what they've been able to do and continue it.
How about Big 12, Texas Tech, Arizona? Now, I tell you what, this is a tough pick for me. I think Arizona's going to win this game by a field goal.
I'm for Arizona, man. They were impressive, beating Utah. So I thought Utah was really strong. So I'm all the way with Arizona.
Oh, that's ugly because I got Texas Tech.
Okay. Well, I know you know why you got Texas Tech, and I appreciate that. But give me Arizona after that massive win over Utah, which I didn't think was going to happen. I like them.
Reese says Texas Tech is a super dog, so I'm going to go on the road to Tucson. I'm going Arizona outright to win that one.
A road week for the Red Raiders, as this week we'll begin to turn our attention to the Arizona Wildcats, who had one of the biggest wins of the weekend, anywhere, anyhow, as they take down a top 10 team on the road.
The Texas Tech Red Raiders took on the Arizona Wildcats at Arizona Stadium on October 5th, 2024 at 8 p.m. Texas Tech blew a big halftime lead, lost 2 fumbles, and was in danger of losing a game it had firmly in control. The Red Raiders tightened up at the right time, and Taj Brooks provided the decisive blow. Brooks ran for 128 yards and scored 3 touchdowns. Jacob Rodriguez forced a late fumble, and Texas Tech rallied after blowing a 15-point lead to beat Arizona 28-22.
Coach Brennan was just in here, and he said that he thought maybe the offense was running too much scheme. Some of us didn't really know what he meant by that, and then he said later that, well, maybe there's too many plays, maybe we got the wrong guy in there running the wrong play. What do you think maybe he meant by too much scheme?
I think Coach B just trying to take responsibility as just the kind of guy he is, that's the leader he is. But that's on me. That's our players are just kind of that's the work that we got to do during the week to be mentally prepared. I think Coach Atkins, Coach Babers, and company did a really good job calling plays as it comes down to me and our office executing.
For both of you guys, as leaders of this team, what's your message to the guys moving forward?
Clean up our details
anyone can be anyone in college football, so we got to come out with an edge every day, and just, be ready to let it all loose, just have each other's back and just take it one day at a time. Let's roll, Got a lot of football left.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. It's going to be hard to watch this film, but you got to watch it, got to learn from it, clean up the little details, get back to just doing our job, doing the little things, and it's on to the next.
So I know it wasn't the results you wanted, but every time you go out there knowing you had a chance because the defense was really having your back, what confidence does that give you every time you go out?
Yeah, we got so much confidence in our defense. They're the sole reason we were in the game in the first place. Holding that team, that's an explosive offense. I think they averaged 40 points or something, so being able to hold them to 28 and get turnovers for us on our side of the 50, we got to do. I mean, we're the reason we lost, so we take full responsibility for that offensively. We got to get better, but I mean, that just goes to show the type of defense we have and the type of team we have.
You guys looked refreshed after the bye week against Utah. What do you guys think you need to do to go against the upcoming BYU game?
It's an away game. It's going to be a hostile environment. It just falls back on, it's about us. We just got to have each other's backs. Just go to work, clean up details, don't worry about it too much, just have fun. It's a game at the end of the day. Just do it for the man next to you.
Dalton, how do you think guys like Owen and Genesis came in and impacted the game?
Yeah, start off with Genesis. He's a baller. He's a young guy, and he loves to be out there. I think he did a great job in Utah and today. He's ready for that role. He's accepted it. And Owen came in, didn't miss a beat. He's super locked in at practice, and I think it showed today in the game. He did well.
It's really hard in college football to be at your best every single week. You see teams like Alabama beats Georgia one week and loses to Vanderbilt the next, and you guys beat Utah and now you lose today. Did you get any sense at all during the week that guys weren't as focused as they needed to be, or that the team's mindset wasn't in the right place?
Me personally, I'm going to say no. I felt like we had a great week of practice. And everyone knows, look what we did last week. We beat number 10 Utah. It's like anyone can beat anyone. So we definitely weren't, complacent this week. Someone just got away from us.
Unranked, Arizona fell on the road to number 14 BYU at LaVell Edwards Stadium. BYU is now 6-0 and bowl eligible.
The 14. Fafita out of the gun. Fafita underneath, caught. Touchdown, Arizona. Montana, Lamonius Craig, the senior from Inglewood, California. And as you mentioned, partner, they're looking for a guy to step up. This needs to be the man.
Looking to rebound after their loss to Texas Tech, the Arizona Wildcats couldn't overcome second-half mishaps as they fell to BYU 41-19. Arizona junior linebacker Jacob Manu, a captain who leads Arizona with 43 total tackles, was ejected for targeting with just over 13 minutes left in the first quarter.
So throw a flag and give BYU 15 yards. Don't put Manu on the bench for the rest of the game. Someone needs to fix that.
They have to fix that.
The Wildcats allowed 4 turnovers, 2 of which came in the opening minute of the second half, amid a BYU 14-7 lead entering the third quarter. Those 2 turnovers quickly shifted momentum, allowing the Cougars to jump ahead 24-7 before Arizona managed to score again. It was a deficit the Wildcats couldn't overcome, and amid linebacker Jacob Manu's ejection in the opening minutes of the game, Arizona's defense allowed 398 total yards and 22 first downs. At one point, Arizona's offense was poised to take the lead with nearly 10 minutes left in the first half. But a critical interception by BYU ultimately led to the Cougars taking a 14-7 lead with 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second quarter, a score that held until halftime. BYU sealed the deal with an Isaiah Glasker's 21-yard pick six with 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining in the game.
And intercepted. Glasker, touchdown BYU! Exclamation point.
Noah Fafita completed 26 of 52 passes for 275 yards and 3 interceptions, along with 7 carries for 24 yards. Arizona receiver Tedero McMillan had 5 receptions for 78 yards. Arizona is now 3-3 on the season.
And I know, obviously, you don't want to talk about injuries, but how much do you think that played a factor in today?
I think injuries are making things a little bit tough on us right now.
It seemed to be a little more obvious today, but Noah sometimes has a tendency to run back pretty far on his dropbacks. Is that by design? Is it the pressure from opposing teams? What do you kind of attribute that
I think it's a combination of both those things. It's also one of the things that makes him really effective, right? Is his escapability and his ability to throw on the run, like you saw multiple times today where he was able to escape and still deliver the ball accurately downfield. So it's most of the time it's pressure related, or it's how do I get this ball off related. I know Noah Fafita, no one cares more about this team than Noah Fafita. And we absolutely love him, and we're going to coach the hell out of him, and we're going to help him get back to what we know he can do and know he's capable of.
Justin? What do you think is leading to the offense stalling after the first drive in games?
That's a good question. I think, was our second drive the fourth and short? Was that drive?
No, maybe the third.
Yeah.
I think Fafita's picked.
Yeah, I think I think the harder part is that when we're getting either to that fringe or that high red, like we have not effectively kind of kicked the door down there. You know what I mean? That's where we've tended to stall out, and because Tyler Loop has been so effective, lots of times we've opted to swing in field goals from there. But we all know that you're not going to win in this league kicking field goals, and we have to find a way to put ourselves in the best position to get first downs there and score touchdowns.
And what was the message to the team afterwards?
The message to the team is that we're halfway through the football season, and we have a ton of football left to play, and we have a choice to make, right? To me, right? We have so much football left to play. Like I always, my dad's not around anymore, but one of his old things was like nothing in the world is less important than the score at halftime. Well, we're at halftime of the football season. And so what are we going to do with it? What are we going to do with these next 6 opportunities? And that's what our team needs to make a strong, firm choice in which direction we're going to move.
Any more questions?
Yeah. So there were high expectations for this year's team. Obviously, 2 straight losses, some that you guys don't want to see. How do you guys get things back on track?
This team has a lot of heart. There's a lot of great young people and really, really good players on this team, and we have to regroup. And I think that's one of those things that gets hard is when you go through a couple losses like that are both hard ones. The challenge is to stay together, and the challenge is to not let the outside forces of the world pull us apart. And I think one of the things that is really powerful about these young men is that they are a true brotherhood, and I'm excited to see how we come to work.
Last question.
In this new conference we're going into, every stadium is going to be full, and we need to create that same environment here in Arizona Stadium. When our opponents show up here down the road, they have to feel what that feels like.